Morning everyone. So one of the viewers asked the resolution that I've been recording at, and so I thought we'd just quickly have a look at that. So if we go into that, my settings, at the moment my game resolution is set at high 1080p. My video card can't quite do the ultra, or it certainly can't do the ultra when streaming and things like that. So I might have to try to do another test on the streaming, either at the low or the medium, and see what that's like. But when it's just me riding around, it seems to be able to cope with the high resolution at the moment. So that's where I am at. Yeah. So this morning, workout says that we're meant to be doing 3 hours at effort 3, doing about 750 meters of vertical. But that's if you're out in the real world. If you're on the trainer, you're meant to be doing the Hills workout that I did the other day. But I think given the fact that we've got some new worlds in Makuri, I thought I might tootle around in there and tick off some routes in there and see how we go. So I might split this video up in a couple of different videos. So if we go into our tour, which is where we can see they've got 2 new routes here. I've only got the 2 stages left to go, so I thought I might try and work through them. We've got the Turf and Surf is the first one. It goes for 60 minutes. It is a 24.6 kilometre route, nearly 200 metres of vertical. And then the other one there is Makuri 40. I think that takes in the whole islands. It's an hour and a half, 40 kilometres, 313. So putting those 2 together, we get our 2.5 hours, so almost at 3 hours, and we're at about 500 metres of vertical. And then we see, once we do one of these routes, stage 6 will open up to us, so we could potentially see what's on offer in stage 6, which we have Island Hopper, 60 metres, 18 k's, 130, and then Country to Coastal is 60 minutes, 35 and 280. So perhaps we might see how we go. We'll do some of those. That'll give us some routes badges as well, so we'll have a look at that as we are going along. So let's do the Turf and Surf. It's a little bit easier for warm up, I guess. So whiz around the islands. You can see the route up there. So we will get on with this. Just gone past 6:30 in the morning here, so still waking up myself. Computer's still trying to wake up. Got my tennis headband on this morning, so it's good. Keeps the perspiration out of your eyes and soaks it up a bit. And see what happens. Exciting news is the fact that I've ordered a new second-hand graphics card to go in this dinosaur of a computer of mine. So I'm hoping, whilst it won't be cutting edge, I'm hoping it will be enough to certainly gameplay on the streaming to be smooth as silk. So here we go, surf and surf, 25 and a bit kilometres. Rolling on the Tron this morning, just because I'm too slack to change any of it. And we'll see how we pan out. Normally I don't build around too hard at the start. Certainly not the race. I just sort of go with it until my legs sort of wake up and warm up. And as we go, I gradually work a bit harder. This is only meant to be the E3 ride. So it's meant to be reasonably cruisy. So you can see that fella that popped up here on my left, the grey ghost. He's how fast I've completed this sprint section in the past. So if I wanted to try and do a PB on this sprint section again, I should be trying to keep up with him. So a bit of motivation as you go through. You get these little, I forget what they're called, not pace partners. Anyway, I don't think we'll be worrying about the sprint this morning. I think we'll just leave it to be. So you can see there's the sprint section I've gone through. He's already there waiting for me. 48 seconds. So fair bit off my pace. That's interesting that power up just powered up straight off the bat. And I didn't press anything. There you go. Sticky spacebar on the keyboard trick. So the space on the keyboard is what triggers your power up. And just glancing at that, it appears that I had my keyboard already stuck down, so hence the reason why I've got no power up. Oh well. You see that guy in the green and the rider list on the right of the screen, Jacques. He's a B grade pace partner. It's the green, about 12 seconds behind. We may be able to, hopefully if he's got a few people with him, jump into the group or the draft if he's coming my way. No, it doesn't look like it. If he disappears like that, he must be going that a different route to where I'm going. No, it might be 5 seconds. You can see his name at the bottom of the screen now. There's a few riders with him. Banging out what's coming up the hill. 11 metres. Yeah, They were called pace partners, now they're calling them robo partners. There he is, the guy in green. So I'll actually try, see if I can pedal a bit harder. He's going a bit quicker than I would have wanted. You can see how many watts I'm doing compared to the people around me. Just got to find my happy spot in a minute. So Jarks is doing 3.2 and I'm doing 2.3. So you get quite a bit of a drafting in these little packs. They're all turning right on me. So you may be saying goodbye to Jarks. But it is a nice little change of pace when you get those guys coming around as you're doing your ride. Jump in there with a few other people. Have a bit of a chat, a few ride-ons. Sometimes you can go a bit quicker, but hold the same watts that you were doing before, so you don't have to necessarily work too hard. We'll see if anybody else decides to join us on our merry way. So I'm riding a kicker bike, Wahoo kicker bike. So one of the things you might have noticed when we hit that pace partner, I was way over to the right. So you have two buttons on the hand controls, and you can actually steer the bike in the screen. So press the left button and you go left, press the right button, you go right. So it's really handy to position yourself in those groups, or if you're trying to get in the absolute draft of somebody that you're, like in a TT time trial, you can really try to maximise your position on the track. Not all the events have it enabled, so you can see my name on the little, in the rider list on the side. Got a little steering wheel there, and so if you see that by people's names, it means that they've got the steering enabled on their devices. So we're still in the old part of Mercury at the moment. I don't think we've ventured into the new part as yet. I think the arcade here is one of my favourite parts of the maps in this world. The other little icon next to my name there, next to the steering wheel, is the, I suppose it's a phone icon. Essentially it means you've got the companion app on a device running somewhere. So for me it's just on my mobile phone on the stem, and from there you can hit your power ups or give ride-ons or chat to your team and stuff like that. So I do it through that. So this is all part of the new world we're in at the moment. So my Swift goal is 100 k's a week minimum. My Strava one is set to 200 k's. So basically we've got to try and that's 100 k's for me now. But nice to be able to get to the other 100 k's, do the 100 k's, 200 k's for the week. So that's 100 k's I've got to do after this ride and do it tomorrow. So do those other routes that we talked about, and you do, I don't know, 30 k's out of those. Then it's only a 70k ride tomorrow or something like that, or 60k. So we'll see how we go. Certainly some great scenery in the maps. So much detail and things to look at as you're riding around. Quite often I notice that when you've got steering enabled, the avatar seems to be right out in the middle of the road on the right hand side as opposed to being in the centre. So most of the other riders who don't have the steering there would normally sit into the middle to the left a bit. You notice there's no grey person coming, ghosty person coming with me through that segment from that sprint, because I've never done it before. So they only appear if you've done that segment before. So now that I've done it, next time if I was to come through there again, that little grey ghost man would more than likely appear. A few other things you'd see at every kilometre I can complete. I get 20 XP. XP, fill up the orange bar across the top of the screen, and that's how you get through levels. So what am I, just under probably a third or something, over a third, under a half on level 46. So each kilometre I do or things like that, I get points for that, and points if you complete a route for the first time, I think. So that's what that is. The blue thumbs you get, they're just like what's called ride-ons, and they're just from people that you follow or friendly people. They're basically just giving you a thumbs up saying, yeah, you're doing a good job, keep going, you know, you got this. And just a bit of encouragement. There you go, you can see that rider there is using a power up. They've got the drafting one. I'm going to flick over, try and sit behind them, utilise them and utilise their draft. They're going a different way, you know, same way. So most of the power ups last about 30 odd seconds, I guess. So if you're just riding around, use them wherever. If you're in a race, you obviously want to be a little bit more strategic with how you apply them and when you apply them. So you see that little orange thumb that played up next to A. Gregory on the right? So he just gave me right on. So it's always polite. That little thumb comes up over that side. Just grab your mouse and return the gesture. A bit like waving to your fellow cyclist out in the real world. It's just a nice friendly thing to do. We've got 4 Ks left. Looks like we're going back to Neokio. So there are options you can choose when you're riding around. You can either press the arrow keys on your keypad or whatever it is, or touchscreen icons, and you can self-regulate where you ride around. If you're riding a route and you want to tick that route off, then you don't touch that, leave it alone, and it should take you along the correct route to A to B. It almost looks like fat bike country instead of mountain bike, road bike. Get little hills through here. There's a bit of climbing on this leg out. So if you ever got a race on here, you want to save a bit of energy for the back half of this loop. So if you finish your workout, you'll get one like this guy here, the thumb there. So he hasn't given me one, but you have the option of giving them a bit of a good workout, mate. You know, finished your workout, well done. Solid effort. Here's a ride on for you. So it's a nice thing. Especially like picking the ones that are doing an FTP test. And normally it tells you underneath it, say FTP test. They're never a nice thing to really do. It's hard work. You get serves a purpose, but so anybody I see doing those always like to try and give a bit of ride on, a bit of motivation to keep pushing hard throughout their test. I like to think that maybe you're the difference between that person, you know, giving up or just pushing that little bit harder, going that little bit further, because somebody's encouraged them a little bit more. So I think it's a good thing. Everyone should do that. Okay, I think we're almost back, or certainly almost at the end of this route. 800 metres to go. And this loop is ticked off. Oh, I think I know where I am now. So I'm back on Makuri, or Neokio, and you've seen the little mini map up the top there, the start pens. So quite often, if you're doing a race in here, you come around this bend that we can see right in front of us, head towards that green glowing gate down here. So you go around that bend and up this way. So now we're back on one of the other courses. There's your starting pens over to the right. And the finish line is just up here. So there's our route complete badge. I'm just going to roll to 25 days just because I like round figures, and a little bit of a warm down, I guess. So I got 400 to go. Not a bad time, under an hour for our segment. You can remember at the start I allowed 60 minutes for that. So they're assuming, I suppose, that you're doing about 24k an hour. I'm not sure what that average was. We'll be able to work that out in a minute when it finishes. That's 200 metres again. And if we kept riding, we'd do that same loop again. So until you stop, you're just doing the same turf and surf loop all over again. There we go, 25 k's. We'll pull up here. And hit our menu. Alrighty. So there's basically where we were. We were just over our E3 range thing in there. But that's okay. I'm going to go and ride. So this is our 190 watts average for that ride. 25.1k just rolled over. There's our timelines of efforts. So yeah, maximum watts, maximum heart rate up there. Anything, you know, that's in that yellow, orange, red, we're working a bit harder than we are in the blue. So for the most part, most of the ride we did a pretty cruisy sort of a pace, which is what our workout was asking of us. So, yep. And then that's it. So this is my team. I race for the AHDR, and so in here I've been taking some snaps as we've been going through. So you can add in there whatever you like, just to make it a bit more interesting for people to look at. You have a maximum of 5 photos when you do it through this way. Hit save, and then once that's finished uploading, should take you back to the start screen. Where you can then choose another workout route or whatever to ride with. So the tour of Makuri Islands, you can do it in stages and ride with a group. So if you were to click on that, then you choose between the two different routes are available. One's longer, one's shorter. And you can see that we've got about 200 people in both of those pens. Or you can do it like we just did then, which is you click on the top badge there and you can pick whichever one you want to do. So we just did this one. You can see that we've completed it, and then it's now ticked off that we've done that stage. And so if we were to do stage 6 now, we would complete the whole series in terms of what they're asking. But in terms of trying to complete all the routes in the new world, we are yet to go more. So if we go back to this, and I go into my worlds. So these are the worlds that are available to us at the moment. If I go to Makuri Islands, you can see anything with a green on it we have completed, I've completed. Anything that is grey, like fine and sandy, island outskirts, are yet to be ticked off. I haven't done those. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's five routes there that I've still got to ride around and tick off. And dog's just chewing something. That I've got to do. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And we'll see how it goes. So I might jump back into there. Obviously, if I do this one, it's back on the ones that I've already done. So maybe I'll look at one of these two. 35k one maybe. That's another 60 minutes. Or even on the hopper and do that one. So that's it. Thanks for watching.